Preaching, hope you choke. Pray to choir, Mr. Nose. Face the mirror, but it broke. They religion got to go. Can't wait for better days. When asking questions ain't wrong. Used to praise the Lord, now the Lord got me pissed off. They say before you eat your dinner, say your grace. Black atheist branch, nigga. You know, lose your faith in God and you feel born again and shit.
Hey, everybody. It's Black Atheist Rants on my show and on his show. We're streaming to both channels. This is Michael Beverly. Welcome, everybody. And it's good to see you again. Bar, how are you doing today?
I'm blessed and highly.
All right.
I couldn't get it
that's what
out.
we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. The Holy Spirit is in the house.
Yes, sir. Shande
Yeah.
K.
Chandala. So Pragmatic Crystal was telling me before the show started that you're the first atheist channel she watched on YouTube. That's like a cool thing. So
my a lot of my subscribers, they've been here since day one, bro.
Nice.
Like I mean, some of the names in the comments, they was there when I had like 200, 500 subscribers like 2 years ago. And we still strong.
That's good. That's good. It's really cool how I've been able to make like an online community and make friends. And it's been very positive. So part of this is like cathartic, part of it is almost like a fun hobby. Part of this is like it's work. Part of the stuff I do is it takes work to try to produce good videos and get the algos to show you some love, that kind of stuff. And then part of it is just like making friends and talking to people.
Whenever I go live, the first thing that comes up is in my intro is welcome home. And I always tell people, like, we are a family. You know what I'm saying? This is like, we got to have a place where we can come and chill and kick our feet up and just kick it, just talk, make jokes.
Yeah.
My favorite part, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say that's true. And it's the same thing I feel. And when I hang out with some of the people in Jay's Gather, it's kind of the same thing, just sort of talking about life, and you're kind of off the channel, but not on YouTube, but still where you can connect with people, even though I'm in another country actually, but you know what I'm saying? Like far away.
Exactly. And it's like, we using the internet to come together. And it's like, we're like, my favorite parts about going live and doing YouTube sometimes is those funny moments where everybody in the chat is laughing, everybody on the stream is laughing. I've had like multiple streams where I was going live and we just telling jokes. Like, we don't always have to, like, I'm okay with us calling bullshit, but at the same time, we still got to make sure we are having fun with it.
Yeah.
It does not feel like
normal conversations and just talking about life and doing the stuff that friends do.
Right. Because that's what we are, friends.
We are friends. One of the things that I know, like when you leave your community, for me, my old community, the potlucks and some of that stuff I do miss. And I've somewhat recreated that over the years with my secular friends. Not in real life, it's not like everybody's an atheist or an advocate or an influencer or that kind of thing. But they tend to be, the people I tend to hang out with and get close to tend to be not churchy, not religious. And so I've been able to do that kind of community stuff, and that replaced what I missed with, the potlucks and that kind of stuff. Have you found that, or has it been harder for you? Because I know this comes up a lot in the Black community that's very religious. And when you leave, you're the motherfucker that's the traitor, the Judas, the black sheep, to use a bad pun. You're the one that's the rotten, that's a struggle, right?
Yeah, it's like, man, I still haven't yet met an atheist in person in this city. Like, that says, like, I don't believe in God, I'm not convinced of this stuff, we can still be cool. I ain't met that person yet. A lot of people I know, they still have religious beliefs or whatever, but majority of people, they just stay away from me.
Yeah.
I've lost jobs, friends, family don't talk to me just when they found out.
That's tough. I mean, I also lost all my friends, but like I got out of Dodge. Like, so, and I built, well, this is why you're going to move down here to Guadalajara and come
That's
hang out with
right.
my friends. Nobody's
right.
going to care about that shit. Like, there's a lot of Catholics here, but this doesn't come up when I talk to people. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, I like that. I like not having to worry about that kind of stuff. And yeah, like
life is so much, like, there's so much more to life than just praising and worshiping. Like, get all that out of here, man. I just want to have a good time with the family, with my friends, regardless of skin color and where you come from and all that. Man, look, I don't care about that shit.
Yeah. And what kind of stuff do you like to do for fun? Do you play board games or sports or?
I wrestle, I skateboard. I'm into like what they call it, semi-pro football. I work out. I'm big on fitness, so I go to the gym a lot. I like to color and paint. I'm like outdoors type person. I like to take my shoes off and walk in the grass. And
nice.
I'm an adventurer. But I don't
That's
really,
cool.
I just want to go and try stuff.
So my now son-in-law, when he was still a friend of mine, I mean, before he became my son-in-law, he was a friend of mine. Then he started dating my daughter, and now they're married. And he's a skateboarder. Like, I'm too old to skateboard. I'm afraid I'm going to break something and fall on my head. But Guadalajara, so we have a mutual friend, and the reason he came to Guadalajara originally, I've been friends with him many years. He doesn't live here anymore. He's sort of a digital nomad. He likes snowboarding. He's kind of like, he travels around. But the reason he came to Guadalajara is because Guadalajara has the most skate parks of any city in Mexico, apparently. And so he came here to skate. And then he ran into some of my friends. And yeah, it was super interesting how
the
skateboarding brings people together.
Those people are some of the nicest people you're going to ever meet. There's a skate park down the street from where I live. My very first day going to that skate park, like 3 or 4 people literally was showing me how to do tricks. And as soon as I got out the car, I walked up to the first person I saw, and I was just like, look, bro, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you help me? And they helped me, like 3, 4 people. Just was cool, showing me moves, showing me how to do the tricks and stuff. They even gave me a skateboard. I had a Walmart skateboard, and those aren't the best. So one of the guys, my very first day, I haven't been at the park 10 minutes. Man goes to the trunk, brand new skateboard, gets it out of his trunk and gives it to me. And we put it together right there on the spot. And I still ride it to this day.
That there's communities that are like that. I think that these people have affiliations to certain types of sports or things, and they form these bonds, like their little tribes around whatever, skateboarding or jujitsu or hiking, working out, bicycles. There's sometimes you go out here in Guadalajara and there'll be like a line, like you have to wait at the stoplight while 50 million motorcycles go by or 50 million bicycles go by, and it's like a group. Those kind of things are super cool, where your community around something that, like you said, it's not about religion, politics, race, feelings, ideologies. It's about, like, you just love a sport, or you love whatever it is. You love a skateboard, you love dogs, you love tennis.
I love dogs too.
Yeah, I love.
I'm seeing my people in the chat, man. They got me hyped. What? Oh,
yeah, no, of course. Everybody wanted to come see you.
Yeah,
come on.
Look at my people in the chat. I ain't no seculars in here. That's my dog, bro. Yeah.
So what is a good skateboard worth these days? I have no idea. Skateboards are getting expensive, like everything. It gets super high tech.
A good one that's gonna run you about $100. $100.
That's not so bad.
Yeah,
that's cheaper than, say, snowboarding or surfing.
If you get one from Walmart, it won't. If you're really trying to, like, skate for real and not just roll a little bit, like you actually trying to ollie and do the kick, it's gonna break.
Yeah.
Mine's is sitting right here. It's broken. It broke. It's gonna break because it's not meant for like pro or serious skateboarding. I guess I'm not a pro. I am.
Yeah.
I
Well,
am not a pro. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
I know. Too bad. If you had gotten pro back, like maybe in the early '80s, now you'd be like a multi-millionaire with your own video game and
like
shit.
Nigel Houston and all them boys. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I have a question. Somebody said something in the chat about conventions. Have you ever been to anything like a atheist convention or that kind of?
I was supposed to go to the one that they had in somewhere. I can't remember where it was at. I was supposed to go to it, but I ended up having some car trouble. It happened. I think that was God saying he didn't want me to go. But I was going.
It was car demons, yeah.
And my mind was made up. I was going, and like the week before, but I said I am going. I do need to. I do want to like, start going. Because I rap, so they could put me on stage and let me perform.
Yeah, no, you could do a. I have a friend that used to do that. He doesn't do the atheist secular stuff anymore. But that's where I actually met him, in that community in California, and he used to do that stuff. Raps based around anti-religious stuff or atheist kind of stuff.
Because I'm trying to provide as many services. Am I saying that services as I can?
Yeah.
So we got comedy, we got serious videos, we got educational videos, we got music. Shit, all we miss now is motherfucking breakdancing, and we got everything we need.
We got it down.
Because I like rap music, but it's like majority of the rap today, they just rapping about murdering and unaliving, and I just the beats are hard, but it ain't really too much substance today. And I'm from the South, so down south, a lot of our rappers, they're like trap rappers. Like they rap about hood shit, gangster, selling drugs. It's like I like the beats and their accent, but I just couldn't get down with everything they rapping about, every song. So I took what I like and just literally made my own genre.
Okay.
When I went to the studio for the engineer was like, you might have just came up with your own genre of rap. And so the atheist, black atheist rap, or the atheist whatever, Yeah.
Well, there must be some trap, hip hop, something that appeals to you, that the lyrics are motivating or good, or it's all none of it, huh?
Like we talking about trap though.
Well, I'm talking about whether hip hop, trap, mix, Eminem kind of stuff, or Fetty Wap kind of stuff. I don't care. There must be something that. Come on,
I listen. So I do listen to Eminem. I listen to a lot of old school rappers because I like lyrics.
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem is I have a dilemma because I like lyrics, but I like the beats that they rap on today. But
okay,
most of the rappers today, I love their beats, but I don't like their lyrics. So I'm torn between the two. You see what I'm saying? So I do listen to a lot of old school rappers and like Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, Eminem, all of them. I listen to all of that. It's just I'm from like Memphis, down south. So it's like a lot. I guess the area I'm in, we just accustomed to like bass. You know what I'm saying? Like heavy bass and beats and like club beats. So I have to try to take the beats I like and then make music I want to hear on them.
Okay, fair enough. I wish I could do music. In a different life, I would be a rap star, hip hop, something. I have no melody, no.
I believe it.
I can't sing or not. I can't even do karaoke good. I mean, I enjoy karaoke, but I can't do it well. But I like that kind of stuff. There was when I first got here to Guadalajara, there was one place, a hip hop club that played reggaeton, but also Eminem. It was like kind of an eclectic mix. But it was weird because when I first got here, I don't speak Spanish. So I go to this club with my German roommate. So we're the only two white guys in this club. And I'm the only guy in the whole place that doesn't speak Spanish because my roommate spoke Spanish. So I'm I'm way a fish out of water, and I'm old. I was like 50. This is maybe 50. I'm maybe 52 years old. Like the average age in there is like maybe 23 or 22. And so one night there was a guy in there that was from America, and he was half black, half Cuban, and he was a hip hop guy. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing here in Guadalajara? And he's like, oh, I love Guadalajara, and so we were chatting it up, and then he ends up going to The Voice in Mexico City, which unfortunately he didn't win, but he had a chance, and he was the only other guy in there that was older than over 40. We hit it off because one, he spoke English, and two, he was old enough to connect to me and also being an expat. But it was interesting who you can run into sometimes down here. And then my girlfriend's brother just won The Voice Guadalajara like a year ago. It was a big deal, like a really big deal. Yeah, he's got a beautiful voice, like from Angels in Heaven kind of voice. I don't know what he sings about because he doesn't sing in English, but yeah, it's super amazing voice. I'm so jealous about it, about wishing I could do what
I can't sing either, bro. I wish I could sing, but I can't sing.
I have a friend who does hip hop, and sort of, like he posts a song a week. He's been doing it for years on YouTube. And we were talking about one day, and he's like, yeah, I know I don't have a good singer voice, but have you listened to some of these guys that are stars? That I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know, but there is a certain thing about talent. It's just sometimes there's no way to put a finger on it.
I didn't know I could. Well, I knew I could rhyme. I just needed a topic, and like, I just need to know the words on the topic. But like with this, atheism and not believing in God, it's like I know what I'm talking about, so it's easy to rap about it because I know what I'm trying to say, and all I gotta do is find the words that rhyme.
And it comes from your heart and how you feel, and you're talking about. I think one of the things, some of the best music that I like is expressing somebody's pain, like deep pain. And I mean, it's kind of sad that I connected that, but I do. There's a song I listen to a lot that everybody knows from Silence of the Lambs, because it's like that crazy scene where the serial killer is singing and he gets all dressed up, he puts makeup on, and he tucks his dick in. And it's like, it was pretty shocking when I saw this, back in, I want to say early 90s or so. And he's the one, he's out killing people. But the song is this Goodbye Horses song. And I listen to that all the time because it's, I don't know, I think it's rooted in Hinduism. It's like, it's about how life is like, I don't know. It just has great lyrics. I can't express myself well here, but like when I listen to it, it really touches me. Do you have songs like that outside of the genre that you listen to? Yeah, Goodbye Horses. Tsunami, you know that song? I wish see, if I was a singer, I would just break out into song right now and just sing it.
Yeah, man. And so like there's a lot of songs that reminds me of like where I was when I first heard it, or like it gives me a like a feeling. Like there are songs that remind me of my old homes, or like where I used to live, or the day I went here or there, or like it's like music is, man, music like what you said, like some of the best songs is when they're expressing like what they've been through. It's amazing. I do listen to all genres of rap. I mean, I said genres of rap. I do listen to all genres of music. Like I listen to EDM, dance, house, classic, jazz, country, rap,
country. Folks, we're gonna have to end this stream. I'm kidding, but
you don't like country music? They got a couple.
Let me tell you,
the highway won't hold you tonight. But I do. That's hard, bro.
So
that's hard.
This is another part of my life. I joined the military. I joined the military because I wanted to go to college and I couldn't afford it. I thought I'd get the Army College Fund, and I wanted to go to Bible school. This is back in the day when I was a young Earth creationist. I want to go to Bible school, serve Jesus. So I joined the military and I ended up in Fort Polk, Louisiana. So I listened to Achy Breaky Heart with a bunch of redneck white boys about 50,000 times. And if I hear Achy Breaky Heart again, I'm just going to jump out the window. And Garth Brooks.
I listen to rock too.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are good singers. But the stuff is, to me, it's like, okay, this is why maybe this is different from you and me. This is why I like the stuff about the criminals and the drugs and the guns and all the stuff in rap, because I don't want to hear about this beautiful, sweet country stuff about how I love my woman who I'm growing old with, and my dog and my pickup truck and Jesus. And I just want to punch myself in the face when I listen to that stuff.
You know, they have rappers too now.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah, everybody realizes it's
some of the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. Them damn Christian rappers.
Oh, Jesus.
Rapping about the rapture and Jesus.
Oh, like DC Talk and stuff? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Shut up. How you gonna use sin to praise God? Like, shut up.
Yeah. Well, okay, somebody's saying Achy Breaky Heart is not country music. I don't know. When I lived in Louisiana, everybody that was listening to country music was listening to this song. So they didn't get the memo. They thought it was country music.
Man, look. It's country music. It's got to be the right song. There's a couple songs it'll brighten your day up for real.
Oh yeah, no, it's super catchy. I mean, for sure. There's no doubt about it. So, yeah, Dolly Parton. I mean, Dolly Parton is an amazing songwriter, and for sure. I mean, there's no doubt there's good country music in terms of musical quality and lyrics and all that. I don't know. Maybe I just want to listen to
you want to listen
Schoolboy Q. I want to listen to Schoolboy Q and sing dirty words.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess something about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeez. So what else? You said you had something you wanted to talk about. Was there something that happened?
Yes, the dang on TikTok Christians, man. They are out of control.
Okay, tell us about it. Let's hear you preach about TikTok Christians.
So I call myself going on these panels and going live, and they have like discussion questions, talking to Christians, and because basically anybody could come on your panel if you like add them on. They say some of the craziest stuff. People saying if God told them to, they would unalive. There was one panel I just got off right before I came to the live stream. And the dude was like, why does religion cause so much division, and how can we unite? And I said, well, the only way we can unite with the religious people is if they put humans above religion, meaning they can believe what they want. They just got to put the group first. Man, the Christians was like, nah, we ain't doing that. And I was just like, but if you listen to the host was talking like this is like a debate between the atheists who want to go left and the Christians who want to go right. But like, no. Everybody is trying to go this way, but the Christians. It's not atheism versus Christianity. It's the good people that want to unite and put all the BS to the side versus the people that want to, I guess, like be dogmatic and be fundamentalist, and they don't want to be progressive with it. And I was just like wow. And it's been like days of this, and it just blew my mind how many people are and I keep saying this, Michael. I keep saying that these religious people, they have been desensitized to humans, like human struggle, human suffering, what we go through on this planet. They're desensitized to it because whenever you bring up pain, suffering, evil, and wrongdoings against us, they'll talk about this life as if it's just a phase. This life is not the most valuable part. This is the passing through. This is the this is the test to get to the promised land, the most important part. And it's like when we talk like that, I keep asking people on these panels, how are we gonna come together and make the world a better place when no one cares. That's not the most important thing to these people. All they care about is Yahweh and
This
Jehovah.
is a stepping stone to the
Yes.
next place. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're going to be
Yes.
like we're strangers in a strange land.
Yes.
We're resident aliens. This home is not our home. Our home is in heaven.
And like I was telling them, like these people, like I'm not saying that they're like I won't say it's a mental illness or whatever like that, but religion allows for some of the most good. These are good people. Everybody I be talking to, these are good people. They take care of their family. They take care of their kids. They treat others right. But when it comes to this goddamn religion shit, that's where it get wicked and sick. And it's like, I don't know how we supposed to get to a place where it's like, we trying to, like, this is what I asked them. Why should anybody care about better now when they believe better's coming after this? Like, fuck this life. Who cares if who cares if half of the people that believe in Jesus Christ are starving to death? Who cares? This is just a test. You're supposed
they're going to be
suffer.
better off. They'll be better off later after they're gone.
Yeah, you're supposed to take, the Bible says you're supposed to take joy in your suffering. You're supposed to suffer like Christ did. But it's like, people thinking there are people who believe that we can make the world a better place, even if religion is like, has a big role in the picture. And I'm like, no, we can't. Because it's not just, they think, Michael, everybody thinks that religious people are using the religion incorrectly. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're using it exactly how it's supposed to be used if you read the book.
Yeah.
I keep asking, Michael, I keep asking these people, I keep asking them, okay, does Jesus Christ not approve of everything Yahweh commanded in the Old Testament? Is Jesus Christ in agreement with God? They all say
They
yes.
have to say yes. They have to.
So why are you trying to negate half of the book when you already admitted the God now is in agreement? He might, like, even though Jesus Christ might not command this now, he still he approved of it then.
Yeah, he was the commander of the army, right?
So it's,
yeah,
he
was
the context,
guy.
Right, Michael? So the context doesn't really matter, because in what context is this okay? And I keep, bro, Michael, it was like 80 people watching the other day. And I asked the dude, I read the scripture, read the context, we read the whole chapter, and I asked him, the Bible says that if a woman is not a virgin on her wedding night, take her to the end of her father's house, get all the men, and throw big ass rocks at her until the heart stop beating. Is this okay? They can't even answer it. So how are we supposed to move forward and make the world a better place when deep down in their hearts, they can fake it all they want to? What's in your heart? What you really deep down believe? They really deep down believe nothing's wrong with this. Everybody keeps talking about this fucking morality shit, and it's like, bro, Michael, they say, as an atheist, you don't get to call God evil. By what moral standard are you calling God evil?
Yeah, where do you get it?
And you
where
flip
do you
it back
get that
on
standard?
And you flip it back on them. By what moral standard are you using to call God good?
Yeah.
So is God good because God says he's good? So then why are we talking about morality when it doesn't matter what's good or bad? We just got to do what the God says. That's very harmful. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's not just you as a Christian. It's the religion itself is a problem. Everybody keep talking about the fucking Psalms and the Proverbs, love thy neighbor. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but I just said this 10 minutes ago. If you do 5 drive-bys and then you walk an old lady across the street, you doing that one good deed, it does not take away from the shit you just did before that. You don't get to slaughter millions and then tell people to turn the other. Oh, well, they preaching some positive shit now, so let's just ignore what they was doing 2,000 years ago. Like, no,
Yeah, that's a really good fucking point. It shouldn't matter whether it was an hour ago or 2,000 years. It shouldn't matter from a moral standpoint outside of it. That's a really good point. I hadn't, until you said that, I had never put it in that context.
Yeah.
That you just did a drive by yesterday, and now today you're good. That's a great fucking point. And the what do you think about the ones? So there are a few people out there that they're sick, disgusting people that I really, really don't like. But at least they're honest. That would be
I
John
like that.
Piper, MacArthur, where they say slavery is good as long as you got a good master. I mean, that came out of that motherfucker's mouth. And Piper says you can God can kill all the women and children he wants. It's his right. And
I'm just gonna say one thing about me. I like when people are honest. I might not respect your religion. I might not approve of your religion. But if you just come out and tell the truth, I respect that. Like I respect you for telling the truth. I like hearing the Muslims talk about what happens to apostates. I like reading the Quran where it tells them to unalive non-believers, because unlike the Christians, they ain't gonna pussy out. Oh no, that they believe the whole book applies today. And I tell the Christians, y'all so weak. Your book is so bad. They had to come up with a whole new part just to balance it out.
Yeah, to balance out the bad shit. And that was back. That, like, I love the excuses. Well, that was back then. That was back then when it was normal to do that.
Bro,
I'm like, come on.
So, and I asked them when they say this is God talking to the people of that time. I asked them, so is God bound only by history? Is God's moral is God's objective morality only is it bound to the people of the times? The answer should be no.
Right, it should be all the time the same God, right? It should be, yeah. No, of course, this is automatic proof it's bullshit because it follows the culture of humans.
Let me cook that shit.
Yeah,
in no point in history was it okay or is it okay to unalive women that are not virgins on their wedding night. That's not that never should have been okay, and it never will be okay. And you don't need a book to tell you that. In no point in history was it okay to exile the men that weren't chopped up by the genitals. That was never okay. It was never okay to trade your daughter for 200 pieces of male penis. That was never okay. And I'm not saying, non-believers have the perfect, we're better. I think we're better, but I'm okay with us updating the answers when new information comes along.
Yeah.
They're not, Michael.
They can't. But they do. But here's the thing that they do that. They do update, but then they say they're responsible. How many times have a Christian told you slavery ended because of Christians? Women got rights because of Christians. Healthcare, university because of Christians. How many times have you heard that?
You said something right there. You said they can't, but they do. They're not supposed to progress. Where in the Bible does it say come up with your own shit? No. Follow the word of God. It says all scripture is beneficial for teaching and reproof. You're supposed to use all scripture. It don't just say, where in the Bible does it say, hey, look, we're gonna write this first part, as fucked up as it is. I just want you to learn from this. Don't do none of this stuff. Just learn from it.
Yeah.
Where the fuck does it say that at, Michael?
It's just stories.
Now,
it's insane. I wish they could listen to themselves, bro. I wish they could actually hear the fucking shit they say. It's nuts.
It gets worse, Michael, because now everybody's saying, well, there's it's parables, it's just symbolism. Some of it is it's just metaphor for something else. Some of it is just it's just a parable, it's just a poem. What what are we supposed to do with this? Oh God, God forbid we get stranded somewhere and need to build shelter and get up and pick some fruit from a tree. The Bible don't tell us which fruits to pick. The Bible don't show you how to survive. They talking about symbols for something else. All of the parts of the Bible that are bad and wicked and evil, that's symbolism for something else. That ain't what they really meant, Michael. That's
It's
a prescriptive.
prescriptive. Yeah, I mean, no, they say it's descriptive. That's descriptive.
Bullshit.
It's not proscriptive. God's just letting you know the
Bullshit.
bullshit that happened doesn't mean he wants you to do it. I'm like, motherfucker, it's giving it right there that God told them to do it. Like, yeah,
Michael,
it's mind blowing.
I ask Christians all the time. When I ask Christians, why won't God do this? Why won't God do that? Why isn't he helping these people? You know what these motherfuckers tell me, Michael? You won't believe it. They say shit like, you just want God to do the things you want him to do. You think you want God to be at the tips of your fingers. You want God to bend to your will. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Black atheists ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping. I literally am asking God to help other people, other groups, not just me. So how am I being selfish? How am I wanting God to bend to my will if I'm asking him to help his creation? I'm like, if I was a Christian, if I converted back to Christianity right now, I would be praying for big shit, amazing things, extravagant things for the betterment of the whole human race. Go see this is one of the reasons why I would never be a Christian again, because I'm gonna be like this right here. God, all of us need food, water, and shelter because you created and designed these vessels to run off of that. We need that to survive, Lord. Could you provide all of us with that? And I would look around and, okay, God, I understand that you blessed me with a home. I have a home, but that's not enough, Lord. I need everybody to be straight, Lord. And I would look around. Okay, God, wait a minute now. I mean, when I asked for what I need, you gave it to me. Now I'm asking you to do the same thing for my brothers and sisters. You're not doing it, Lord. What's going on? And I would look around. And I would be like, wait a minute now. How am I, as a good moral being, how am I going to worship a God that will provide, that I believe is it's not even that God is doing it. It's I believe in my head and my heart that God has provided for me. So how do I simultaneously believe he's helping me and not them? You cannot be. So when I say things like, there are no good Christians, this is what I mean. You cannot be, because when we say good, what are we talking about? How do you feel about other humans on this planet? Do you care about all of us, or is it just you? Since when has being selfish been a good thing for the group? There are some things you should be selfish with, but not when it comes to the necessary things we need for survival. We talking about food, water, shelter. We are not talking about a Gucci sweatsuit, a golden toilet, a bidet, an iPhone 5. I'm not praying for no iPhone 15. I'm not praying for no Lambo, although I would like a Lambo. That's not what that's not what I would be asking the Lord for. I would be asking for things that make fucking sense for everybody. Every breathing, living human on this planet needs what I just asked for. What could be an excuse God doesn't give it to us?
And this is where people start spiritualizing why they somehow prayed or they did something good or God bless them for reason. Mm-hmm. And it's a mystery why the other guy's getting fucked, right? It's a mystery.
I'm glad you said that, Michael. You fall into a place where just right before I got on the live with you, there was a guy that said God kept him from unaliving his mother. And then, whenever they bring up their personal experience, I have to make them aware of the people that have the same God beliefs as them, that do not get the same assistance from their Lord. And that guy told me, he said, well, I don't know what they believe. I don't know how they was praying. You know, my faith is my faith. I believe, you know, I did X, Y, Z. I don't know if they were doing. So what happens is, to rationalize, because I told you that they're desensitized and they have rationalized our pain and suffering. To rationalize it, they have to diminish the other person's belief in God. They have to discredit them. Well, I know I believe in the one true God, and I know my denomination is the right denomination. So you must have been doing something wrong for God to not help you. And so what they're doing is they're contradicting themselves, because they're using personal experience to prove an objective God. They're telling all of us we should believe in God because of their personal experience. And then they turn right around and diminish the other Christian's personal experience. And when I told them that on live, you could hear a fucking rat piss on cotton. It was so quiet.
Because there's nothing to fucking say to that. There's nothing to say that doesn't make you sound stupid. And
you just
it's special pleading, right? And I got a fly swinging around. If you see me swatting my fly swatter, somehow I got a fly in the room. But yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying, because it's like, and this was one of the frustrations when I was a Christian, because I would often wonder why I was in the situation that I was in. And like, God, I want to serve you. God, I'll do what you ask. God, I love you. God, I'll blah, blah. You know, I want to go to Bible school, or I want to be in the ministry, or I want to do this. And like, why isn't, and it's endless frustration. So I often tell people now, when, you know, they ask about my life now, I'm like, way less anxiety, less depression, less anger, less of a mind where my mind spins in circles, right? Because now I'm not trying to outguess God or figure out what the fuck he wants, or thinking, oh, I'm not praying right, or I'm not, maybe if I was in the word more and prayed more, or maybe if I did this more or that more. Jesus Christ, it just drove that kind of stuff drove me crazy for years. And now when that's gone, like, I think sometimes Christians think, oh, well, you atheists, you're going to end up nihilist and depressed, and like, what's the purpose in your life? And like, motherfucker, like, now I get to choose, right?
When you tell them that you're an atheist, they automatically assume that you're a nihilist, that you don't believe this life is mean. It's ironic that, bro, Michael, I'm having a revelation as we're speaking right now. This just came to my head when you just talked. It just came to me. They're simultaneously telling us we come from nothing, and we don't care about this life, and we're just nihilists. When you tell them you're an atheist, they go, well, how you think you got here? What's your point of living? And they simultaneously believe that this life is meaningless. They're scrutinizing us, and then turning around and doing the exact same thing that they're claiming we're doing. They think we don't care about this life, when in actuality, to be a Christian, you have to not care about this life. That's in the script.
Yeah, it's completely opposite. Opposite. Yeah, completely opposite.
Talk that shit. Forget this life. Forget your kids. Put me above your family. You should be willing to unalive everybody on this planet for your God. That's how they come at it.
Right. Where you or I, if you or I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I think I can on this subject. If you had a vision tonight, and I don't care if it was Jesus, Allah, Krishna, a ghost, comes to you and says, I need you to go unalive your neighbor, or even somebody you hated, you would say, okay, fuck you, go away. Or you would think you were having maybe a bad dream, or maybe you ate something you shouldn't have ate. Like your last thought out of a million other thoughts would be, oh, this is really God and I really should do it. Right?
I'm curious now that you say that. I wonder what would happen if a Christian a devout believer, went on a unaliving spree, and when they were held in court, and they got up to say why they did it, they say God told them to do it. I'm curious as to how the world would react to that. And you know what? You want to know the funny thing, Michael? I believe that, to answer your question, no, I wouldn't go. No, I wouldn't go unalive my neighbor. But I believe that most people would believe that that person is lying. And what that shows us, and what that shows us, Michael, is that God, Christians are limiting God. They only believe God is using them when it's sunny and roses, and they giving out food, and the church having a picnic, and they popping firecrackers on the 4th of July, handing out backpacks and shit. That's the only time they believe God is using them. So that lets me know that there's parts of the Bible they don't really believe. They don't believe the part where, God instructed and commanded, genocide. They don't believe that. And so what happens when someone in 2024 goes out and does what God used to command? They're going to be like, that probably was the devil, or no, that was you using your free will. That wasn't God. What makes you think you can understand the mind of God? What makes you think God didn't command that person to do that? Since when have I've always been told we don't know God, we can't understand him, his ways are higher than ours. So how then would they be able to turn around and tell us that they know God didn't ask him to do that?
Yeah, they couldn't logically. They would do it, but they couldn't be logical about it. They would have to make an excuse, one of which would be, oh, well, things changed after Jesus came. And of course, that's bullshit. Jesus said he didn't come to change the law, and Jesus was a Jew. Where does, and it's just like you had said before, Jesus was the commander in chief back then when they were supposedly genociding the Canaanites, because God and Jesus are the same. So Jesus is there for all of that stuff. If Jesus and God are the same, that means Jesus made the law to kill your non-virgin daughter. Jesus made that law, and Jesus was happy about it. And Jesus says it's good. You can't change. Sorry. You can't have it both ways.
There are things that God has always disliked, and there are things that humans have found out are morally unjustifiable, and we've changed. And so if you read the Bible, when the God in the book doesn't like something, he'll tell you straight out, do not do this. From day one, it's always been wrong to have other gods before him. It's always been wrong according to the Bible. It's always been wrong to make graven images and don't covet your brother's wife or whatever property, all that shit. That's always been wrong. So my thing is, if Jesus really thought unaliving women who aren't virgins on their wedding night, if Jesus really thought that was wrong, it would have been in there. Nowhere in the Bible does it say not to do that. He didn't come they're reading. These people read way too much into the New Testament. Where in the New Testament does Jesus say, okay, now you need to stop following what I was preaching in the beginning?
Yeah, no, he says the opposite. It's Paul that changed shit. It's Paul that came along and said, hey, you don't have to be circumcised. Oh, now you can eat pork. Now you don't have to follow these rules. You don't have to follow the Sabbath. Paul did that, and everybody jumped on board because they don't want to follow the religion if it was too much work.
What would be cool is if the Bible was an actual supernatural book inspired by God. That'd be so cool. Like when I was born and my mother named me, my name appeared. Like everybody, when whatever Bible you pick up, your name appears in the back. That's like God knew you. He knew you was gonna pick up this Bible. That'd be some cool. Like I'm one of those people who I've seen a lot of movies, and I have a very big imagination. Shout out SpongeBob. I have a very big imagination when it comes to the supernatural. I'm not impressed by basic shit. I'm not moved when they like. If I was to believe a God exists, I would be mad all the time because I would be like, okay, you're the creator of the universe and you're all powerful. You know, where is the amazing shit? Everything that's happening right now, or I'll ask you this: what would this world look like if there was no God? There'd be random. Well, we think it's random, but there'll be crazy floods and tsunamis and basic natural shit that we can explain would be happening all the time. There wouldn't be no crazy stuff where like the sky splitting and you see a big arm come out, or
Right.
you wouldn't see angels flying around. And like, what would this world look like if there was no God?
Well, there'd be tidal waves, there'd be earthquakes, there'd be drought, there'd be pestilence, there'd be famine, there'd be wars, there'd be strife, there'd be racism, there'd be bigotry, there'd be hatred, there'd be nuclear war, there would be Ebola, there would be malaria, there would be typhoid, there would be smallpox, there would be so many things waiting out in the jungle to eat your fucking ass if you weren't careful. That's what the world would look like. And it would also be very, very big, and we would look out and we'd realize we're fucking alone. That's what it would look like if it was natural.
Seems like that's what we got. That's what we got a case of. We got a case of that.
We got a case of naturalism. I think that's true. I think malaria disproves God, and the the plague and COVID and the common flu. 50 million people died in 1918, 1919. 50 million people from a common flu, but it was a extra bad strain. The seasonal flu killed 50 fucking million people.
I think what made, if God does exist, where he lost all credibility with me is when he said, "Be fruitful and multiply," and then he made that the hardest shit to do. It hurts women to bear children, and a lot of the children don't even get to actually grow up and live because of some of the things that they're born with. And so I'm asking myself, okay, I'm a Christian. My God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Why would he design, because God designed this, why would he design things like parasites and cancer? Like, if you set this up to where this life is going to be hard anyway, how does adding cancer, disease, how does
free will? It was free will that you got cancer. It was free will. Come on.
Michael, did you see my video on free will I just did?
No, I have not, but I will check it out.
Man, free will is like what the way I look at free will is their excuse is also going to be their downfall. You can't, like, that excuse, that free will excuse that they keep using is also to their detriment, because like you just said, Michael, it's because of human free will we have all this bad stuff going on. But what happens when you read the Bible and it talks about God protecting you, God helping you, God gonna make sure you okay, he's gonna drop bread from the sky, call on his name, he's never gonna forsake you, he's always with you. What happens when you read those scriptures and then Joe Blow the maniac says, "Oh no, I want to use my free will to unalive you"? So literally, your relationship with God, it can't protect you from shit. It can't prevent shit. It can't save shit. It can't help shit. Because when it boils down to it, if someone else wanted to use their free will and they had the means to do so, it ain't nothing a fucking a belief in God can do to save you.
Your free will doesn't matter in that case. And this happens all the time, every day, every second. Yeah, it's just terrible. I mean, it's it's a ridiculous doctrine in the first place.
I wouldn't really be good with debating Christians because I would just I would just use what they use. You see, I mean, I could do what everybody else does and try to use things that go against you. No, I'll use the same shit you using to show you why it's some dumb shit. Like, no, Michael, I'm not. It's hard for me. It is hard for me to respect religious people, and it's hard for me to respect religion because this is not rocket fucking science. And I'm not gonna sit here and no.
No,
Something's
I hear you. This leads me to a question I wanted to ask you. So this is something that it's been on my mind. It's about talking to apologists and Christians, because on my channel I do reach out, and I have had interviews, and I have more scheduled with Christian apologists. And in order to make that happen, I have to have a reputation of being able to have a conversation that's respectful and politeful. I just made up a word, politeful, polite and respectful. But you know what I'm saying, right? So what do you think about that? And don't hold back. I mean, I had this conversation. I don't know if he's still in the chat or if he's around or if he's in Gather, but Jay and I have had this chat a few times. So, and I'm starting to lean more towards his position that you just can't have a fruitful conversation. Sorry, you just can't. But I still want to hold out hope that you can have a fruitful conversation for third parties or audience, people that listen to the bullshit of the person you're talking to, and you can demonstrate how much bullshit it is by asking the right questions and putting them on the spot where they can't answer. So that's where I find the benefit of that. But I would like your opinion, your thoughts on it for sure.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I first started doing YouTube, that was probably it still is, but that's probably some of the most disrespectful shit I've ever heard that atheists say. The stuff that I say, I don't really see. I mean, I understand what you're saying because if you're not respectful to the belief system, you don't really get invited to the table to even talk. But it's like we're trying to have civil discourse about things that are not civil. How are you supposed to respect disrespect? It's not like we can, you know what? I'll say it like this. I think you can have conversations with them until it gets to the point where you just got to ask them, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Do you put your, like, I really don't know. Because I'm not really the respectful type when it comes to religious people. I'll mock your religion. I'll curse you out. I'll curse your God out. And that ain't even fair. That's not even. I can never, by me being disrespectful, I'll never be able to make up for what they done did. Because they literally, like Michael, they used to unalive people that would even think about questioning, like you and I are doing right now. So it's like, how are we supposed to have a peaceful conversation about something that is not peaceful? Religion is not peaceful. It's not. Well, how you supposed to?
So yeah, okay. But here's the thing, though. When they don't see it that way, so Robin just made a point, and I agree. You can't be friendly with Nazis. Okay, I get that. Like if somebody is a blatant Nazi racist or a misogynist, and they're just spouting bullshit, yeah, you just can't talk to them. I get that. Yeah. But there are people that don't see themselves in that light, and they don't act that way. They don't say these things, and they are trying. There are Christians that are trying. And if the conversation breaks down, I think that hurts our position. That's how I feel about it strategically.
So I think there's only I mean, I think we can't have conversations with them because I do it all the time. But it's like if you let them talk long enough, it's gonna always go south because they're gonna have to spew that bullshit. So I guess if they gonna have a conversation and not get into the meat and potatoes of the religion, easy money. We can talk about this shit all day.
Yeah.
Like I think, but see, the problem is I think the conversation should be like, okay, you believe in, well, I think the conversation should start just like this right here. Before we sit down and discuss this, we got to agree. It's some stuff we just got to agree on. We got to, like, we can have different views, but we still it's just we can't agree to disagree on everything. We can't. Some stuff it just gotta be you either with what's correct or you're not. So I'm okay with them believing in God and being religious, but you're gonna have to say out your mouth that what has my when they get up to this podium, they need to start they intro off like this. My religion has been used to cause harm, and there are parts of my religion that are harmful, that if you follow this word for word, you will be out here doing wicked things. And then you can start talking. I'm okay with you believe what you want, but you're gonna have to tell them. There a lot of them are disingenuous because think about most of the conversations we have with religious people. We're trying to show them why this is a bad thing, and they're defending slavery, massage, like that is all the conversation is. It's about okay. It's about proving that prove that there was a God. Okay, cool. I'll give it to you. I'll say, okay, I don't have a problem with believing that something can't come from nothing, and there is this energy that boomed all this shit. I just won't call it God. But how do we go from energy can't be destroyed to women can't teach, unalive, disobedient? Like, so I think we should give them that, okay, there is something that created all this. Cool. Why is your specific religion the version of this we should follow? And do you understand what you're about to defend right now? It's like I don't know. I don't like a lot of people. What are we talking about? A lot of people are trying to prove that a God exists. But once you get done proving that a God, if you can prove it, when you get through proving that a God exists, okay, now you got to defend all of the bad shit we know is wrong.
You got a long way to go. You have a long way to go from I think
when we're talking about harmful things, the conversation is going to always go. It's going to always go to the point where eventually they're going to have to defend the misogyny, the slavery, the discrimination, the prejudice, the oppression. They're going to have to justify it because that they believe in this stuff in spite of these things. Even though this stuff is true, they still believe it. So, okay, cool. If they're going to provide their evidence, teleological, ontological, okay, cool. That's cool and dandy. We can debate that all day. But when it really get to the meat and potatoes of what the scriptures say, we're going to have a conflict every time. Because that's like Michael. That's like if I get a piece of paper and I write down, when you see Michael, unalive Michael. How are we supposed to have how are you supposed to get up there and explain to people that I already believe they supposed to unalive? Like, how are you supposed to explain to them that they shouldn't do what they already wrote down on paper? They supposed to unalive you, and you about to get your ass up there and be like, well, let's try to have a peaceful conversation about why you shouldn't stone me to death, shall we? Or let's try to let's do this right here. Let's ignore all of history and just focus on how the good Christians are using the Bible today. Like, what are we talking about exactly? What is there to talk about with a Christian, with a religious person? That's what I'm trying to see. Like, what do we even say to them? Why do you believe God is true? Or why do you believe your religion is true? But that's just it. If you believe your religion is true, then you're in agreement with what your religion teaches. And if you're in agreement with what your religion teaches, is something fucking wrong with your, like, something's wrong with you. I don't know how to.
No, I agree with you 100%, but here's my pushback. I was that person before, and I needed people to talk to me and help me, or to read books or to hear stuff, because I was that guy before.
Right, I was too. That's
Yeah,
true.
you and I were that. We, and this is a hard thing to do, but I think we have to
It
be
is hard.
fair. We
It is
have to
hard.
ask. I did a video. I can't remember which video it was, but I asked a question. I said, "Look, what if let's grant there's a God, and let's grant you have a soul. Before you're born, there's a soul. God made it. If your soul had been put in Jeffrey Dahmer's body instead of Jeffrey Dahmer, wouldn't you fucking be Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, so if we were born to parents that were racist, bigot motherfuckers, we would grow up in that, and it's very hard to come out of that. So part of us has to have empathy for fucked up people that believe fucked up shit because they were brainwashed and indoctrinated just like you and I were. Like, just imagine if you and I were judged for being religious when we are fucking 14 or 15 or even 20, right? We didn't know any fucking better. So I try to put myself in that position and say, okay, I know what it's like to believe. I used to be a young earth creationist. Now, how fucking dumb is that? Like it, you gotta be so close-minded to obvious logic and science to think the earth is young. Like, you just have to be, like, to think evolution didn't happen and the earth was created 6,000 years ago. But I believe that. And I'm not a stupid person. I'm not my intelligence. It's not like my intelligence changed when I became an atheist. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So how do we have the empathy and compassion for, crazy batshit fucking people while not giving 1 inch of ground on things that hurt other people? Like, I 100% I'm there. I'm not going to let somebody hurt somebody else on my watch. If I have power, I'll stop it. But having the conversation and helping people maybe see, or maybe even not them, because maybe they're too lost, but maybe somebody listening to the conversation will see how fucked up they are, and they'll kind of identify with your message and go, wait a minute.
I agree with you. I agree. I understand what you're saying. It's not really for the person we're talking to. It's for the people that's listening, or that's going to be listening.
It's going to be listening. Yeah. The people in the audience, even a year from now. I mean, I saw this. I haven't had time to research this, but I'm going to try to do it. If I can find the data, I'm going to do a video on it. But I was getting an email from somebody a Christian apologist I'm doing something with down the road. And he had sent me some material. And one of the things I noticed was there was a study that they're addressing because it's problematic for them, that they had done a poll, or they referring to a poll where like 43% of pastors they polled want to quit their job. Now, if that's true, now I don't know, I haven't checked up where this poll came from or what the data is, but assuming that's true, and it doesn't seem that crazy, Jesus Christ, can you imagine it? Take any job where people went into it wanting to go. Like, I'm not talking about, fry cook at McDonald's because you're trying to get by or go. I'm not talking about that. But, let's say a job where you went to college and you really love the idea and you want to go to that job, like a nurse or a doctor or a surgeon or an airplane pilot. If you pulled some career like that and 40% of the people said, I fucking hate this, I don't want to be here, you would think, whoa, there's a problem. So if this data is true, that's huge. 40% of pastors they polled don't feel like they're want to stay in their job, and they're not doing an adequate job. They're not feeling like they're changing the world. If that's true, it's good news, and it's very telling.
Yeah. I think, yeah. This is, so I'm thinking about, like, I'm trying to think about in my head, like, how do we treat people that are indoctrinated or brainwashed with belief systems, like, outside of religion? How do we treat those people? We don't like. What do we do with them? We don't. Do we sit down and try to be all civil with them? People who are racist, we don't even get in the time of day. As soon as we find out, we ready to. Man, look. It's like I don't know. It's like when it comes to religion, because everything else we don't need. We don't. If somebody is transphobic, don't nobody get up and say, "Well, wait a minute. Let's try to." They were indoctrinated with this, or let's try to see where they come from. If somebody's a racist, we ain't trying to. We don't got nothing to talk about. If somebody's transphobic or racist, or they hate women, they're misogynist, or they hate men, they misandrous, or they
Well, those people though tend to hate themselves. Now, and here's what I want to ask you though. Well, what if it's a 5 or 6 year old kid that's just repeating what their parents taught them, and then they're 8 or 9, and they're just repeating what their community taught them? What if they're 12 years old? And then what if they're 20 and they're an adult, and we're going to hold you accountable, but they still, like they don't fucking know any better.
Yeah, but that happens every day where I'm from. All these fucking black kids they ain't never seen outside of their neighborhood. All they know is gang banging and rap music and fucking selling drugs and having their pants sagging and their ass out and carrying a gun. They ain't never seen nothing different. Nobody never taught them something different. The very first time they go out and do something crazy, man, nobody trying to hear that shit about where you come from. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about all that when it comes to religion. Everything else.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Okay, but that's a fair point. But okay, but this comment, are we not talking about Christians in all those cases of bigotry? Well, yeah. So when you were talking, I was like, okay, well, if Christianity is racist and bigotry and misogynist, it's all those things. That means I couldn't talk to any Christian. I'd have to start the conversation with, "You're a fucking douchebag and I fucking hate you, motherfucker." And that doesn't help. I mean, I can't and it goes back to you and I were that person. So it's like we gotta have some understanding, right?
But if I guess if I'm doing something wrong, you're not gonna tell me. That's my question.
No, I agree. If you're a friend with somebody, you tell them when they're doing wrong, but there's different ways to doing it. Like if I come to you and say, the other day you said something that hurt my feelings, or this wasn't good, or this was discriminatory or mean, and can you understand that, and maybe you can apologize and we can talk it out. That's a lot different from coming to me right off the bat and saying, "Motherfucker, you're a bad person. Fuck you," and blocking you. Right?
I mean, I don't think we okay. Pragmatic Crystal, she said something in the chat. I can't pin it. I don't know if you
this one.
That they do. It deserves ridicule though.
Agreed.
So I think we can, like, that's why I was saying we can have a conversation, but we got to set the stage up right. Like they have to say, like, we can't just talk about this stuff as if nothing bad has happened in its name. We got to say they gotta address this stuff. Like, hey, look, that's why I said if we're gonna talk to them, they're gonna have to tell the truth. Like it need to be like a multiple choice question to get into the fucking debate. Does your religion have do you believe your religion has racism? You check yes, and put it on the big screen so all the people in the audience can see this is what the religion contains. Now let's talk about it. But this stuff is not up for debate though. Like we can debate whether or not Jesus Christ was divine and he resurrected and all that. But what we can't debate is that these religions don't contain this stuff. I guess I would have to see what are we debating? I mean, I'm okay with debating whether or not God exists, but it's like that's pretty much it. Everything else we got to set the stage.
Well, they're gonna say, well, yes, Christianity, we're not perfect. So yes, Christians have been racist. Christians have been stopped women from voting. Christians did. That was all. That was in the
But
past, and
hold up.
we're still not perfect. But that's not what God wants. This is
But hold up,
that's the
Michael.
ultimate excuse. God didn't want that.
But hold
Come
up,
on.
Michael, because that's why I said earlier. See, when they say that, I'd be like, okay, Christians are bad and they're using their religion to do wrong, but the religion itself, like, it's not a racist Christian it's not a racist person who's a Christian. It's not a misogynist that's a Christian. It's not a fucking a slavery defender that's a Christian. Christianity itself, even if nobody believed in even if nobody practiced this religion, and we just read the book, like, damn, these folks right here, they was pro slavery. I mean, not the people, but the religion is. It's not the people, because good people follow religion and then do bad shit. Good people, like, you know that saying where they was like, we would have good and bad people, but for good people to do bad, it takes religion.
Yeah, that's Hitchens.
I believe
that's
that. I
yeah, no,
believe
it's true.
that. I believe that shit on blind. I believe that on blind faith.
I believe it because I've seen it and read about it in history books.
I believe that.
Yeah, no, because once God tells you to do shit, you can do evil shit and think you're doing something good. So you could be.
I mean, I don't want to hold Christians accountable. I want to hold religion, like, it's not just you, it's what you believe too. So I don't know how we supposed to talk, like, how are we supposed to get together by the hundreds and try to soften the parts of the Bible where it talks about unaliving us, me and you. How are we supposed to do that? I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Like, what? Because okay, at the end of the debate, then what? Like, there is a matter of right and wrong, and somebody's wrong. Everybody can't be right. Somebody's wrong. They're wrong. And even though they don't think they're wrong, the amount of people that believe it don't make it true. The amount of people that believe it don't mean, well, because billions of people believe this, we should respect it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
If a billion people woke up tomorrow, shit it in the toilet, got it out the toilet, and started washing their face with it, before we sit it, before I break down to you why washing your face with shit is wrong, I mean, like, before we even talk about this, you gotta, this is wrong. Just because all of y'all believe it's right, that don't mean nothing. I mean, because when we try to, I mean, I don't know. I just can't even, I have not been very respectful to religion or religious people. I will admit that. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I left, it's been cutthroat. It's been so cutthroat that to the point where, like, just trying to talk to you, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I can't even have this conversation. I can't even talk about this. I don't know how to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how to do what you asked me to do. I don't know how to do it, Michael.
Well, so no, one of the reasons that I love what you do and I like you as a person and I think you're doing good work is because you are honest and you don't fucking hold back. And I think somebody had said this in the chat earlier, and I'd said it before myself. People need different messages and they need to hear a different. So there's people out here that are only going to connect with you, and there's people that will not hear a word you say and they need to hear me. And I think we're working for the same goal, and we have that our agenda is very connected. It's just a different way about it. And what I've said to people, and I may have even said this to you the last time we live streamed, and I know I've said it to Jay. If I give an inch where my being nice and polite is hurting people, then I would like my friends to call me out and say, hey, that you're going too far in being nice to somebody that it's now it's now hurting the person that we need to protect. I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to hurt people by having a conversation. But at the same token, I do want to keep having these conversations because I think the other parties, like when I was first deconstructing, I didn't know where to go. I had to pick up some books, and I didn't even knew who Hitchens and Sam Harris, because I left the church in that time, like 2012, 13, when, the whole new atheism thing. And I came onto YouTube. Like I didn't have any, I didn't know an atheist. I didn't know any, like I literally didn't know anyone in my life that was like a friend or somebody I could just say, hey, I'm struggling with shit, or I'm having doubts, or like I had to go outside that. So providing content which can speak to somebody looking for that, because there's somebody right now, there's a lot of somebodies right now that are still going to church, they're still playing the role, they're still reading their Bible and praying, but they're starting to have doubts about it. They're starting to know something's wrong. And when they start looking, when they start seeking, they need to hear people have these kind of conversations, or have the conversations that you have on your channel, or I have on my channel, or other people have on their channels, where they get challenged to think. Because really, at the end of the day, people don't, like, you and I aren't going to change anyone's mind. They got to fucking change their own mind. And we're not trying to brainwash people. We're trying to get people to fucking think. And to get that to happen, there needs to be a message. And I don't know. I'm constantly thinking, how can I be more effective? How could I be a positive force to bring about change in my part of the world? Whether it's people come to my channel, or people that stumble across one of my live streams or response videos, how can that be good?
We need, I think everybody has their like we need all hands on. There's never gonna be too many ways to say this shit. Like well, this is my personal take on it. When I first came into this not believing in God shit, I thought everybody was too nice. Ain't gonna lie. I'm telling the truth. I thought it was like, what the fuck is going on? The real shit, like I'm dead. I thought it was like, are we actually having respectful dialogue with these motherfuckers? I'm talking about I was mad. And it's like I've got to the point where, okay, like this is, I had went live when I used to do security. It's not a phase. It's not a mad atheist phase. I'm always gonna be mad about this shit. It's just, I guess I can talk to people who are open-minded, but them fucking apologists, man.
No, yeah, that's a different story completely.
The people, the atheists with the atheists with more patience, they should be the ones. If you got more patience, I think go take your ass up there and you do it for me. Do it on my behalf, because I ain't doing it.
Yeah, well, I think some of these guys you just can't talk to. It's counterproductive.
But I need your help and you need mine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, it's teamwork for sure.
There are people who say they don't like when I use profanity. Well, let me see you to my good brother Michael. Then he will explain the same shit. He might not. He won't curse you out like I will. But guess what? You get the fucking message.
It's the same message.
We're on the same team.
Yeah.
So
No, I had a conversation. I did a couple. I was on a stream. Ooh, I hope if I blank out here, just hold on. There was a.
I think it did. It blanked out a little bit. It's froze on my. From what I'm seeing, it's frozen. But yeah, it's frozen. But yeah, until Michael comes back, I'll just say, yeah, I don't think there should be one way to do this. I mean, you know, people gonna disagree with my way, and that's cool. I'm not gonna. I mean, I think I've passed that phase of like trying to talk to them. I don't believe they can be reasoned with, and I think I don't know what that's called. Maybe that's called something else. That's not. I don't know, but yeah, I'm against religion regardless. So I don't really know how to. Oh, Michael disappeared. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to end it on his side, but I think it's still going on mine. It is still going. Mm, okay. I think he might come back. I don't know. Yeah, but like I don't know how to yeah. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's hard for me to talk to them bitches without cursing them out. I ain't gonna lie. Cause the moment you start saying dumb, like I'll talk to you until you get into the root, the meat and potatoes of your religion, and I'm just gonna curse you the fuck out. And I'm gonna tell everybody, look, man, look, this is some bullshit. And it is. Because like, how am I supposed to act like it's not bullshit though? For the sake of what? For the sake of a is that Michael emailing me? Okay. He said he's rebooting, the power went out. He'll be back. Would it surprise me if he has spec info? Yeah. Yeah, Crystal, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. But mm-mm. But I mean, I do think that like the conversations that some of these people have with apologists, I do think is helpful though. Cause I be learning shit. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't think that's my avenue. That ain't my approach to religion. You know. And I think my because I've never heard like when I listen to other atheists or other people that disagree with religious views, when I hear them go up and talk all peaceful and diplomatic and cordial, I don't be disagreeing. It's just the tone that I'm using. I mean, I feel like I'm saying the same shit they saying. I'm just a little bit more vulgar or profane or whatever the fuck the word is. But I mean, I don't know. Man, language really can't be easy to hear for. I don't talk like that in real life. I'm not going to be different. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't talk like that in real life either. I've lost. I mean, and to be honest, in real life, I don't even conversate with fucking. I don't talk to these people. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do not talk to them because, like, oh, there go Michael.
Yeah, the power. I had a I don't know, a power spike or something that just shut everything down.
Can you can you man, these people come in some good shit. Vic, the last 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
This one?
like the crystals on top of that, his or Vic Litz and all three of those. I'm talking about like that. I agree with all three of those comments 100%. I don't talk like that in real life. I'm disrespectful to it in real life. I don't even talk to these people. And then Vic said, you know, we need all voices, which is what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then I agree with Austin. Austin. He said Barr's anger validates the pain that many have gone through in their process. Yep.
No, I agree. And that's one of the things that drew me to you when
Mm-hmm.
the very first time I ran across your channel, I'm not sure for where, I connected with that right away. And obviously my pain and your pain is different kind of pain, but it's also similar. So I connected.
The ironic part, Michael, is religion has not caused me any harm. The church has never done me wrong. And if I told you my testimony and what happened to me when I was at church, you would be wondering why you're not a Christian today. my first job, first car, first sense of community. I got all that from going to fucking church. I mean, they used to come, like, they fed us, took us to all the fucking basketball games, kept us out of the streets. So it's like, if I was just going off my personal experience, I'd be a fucking pastor right now. But it's not even my pain. I don't even have no pain. I can't even really, like, when people talk about bad things happening to them at church, I can't even relate for real. Everything I'm saying is really everybody else around me pain. I look at it like, this life is hard. Like, I don't have the I don't really have the privilege to be spiritual. Like, and what I mean to say that is that I don't have the privilege to, like, pray to something and things get better. I don't have I'm not able to, like, manifest shit. Where I'm at right now, in this part of the world, if you don't get your ass up and go get it yourself, and if you don't get up and go look out for your family for real yourself, nothing's coming to your door. Ain't no praying, manifestation, and meditating gonna do shit to help nobody over here that's starving. Motherfuckers really not eating where I'm at. So I don't have the privilege to sit around and meditate in the dark. And then when I come out the closet, that's not how this works. Things don't just get better when I meditate and pray and shit like that. I never even had the privilege of even doing all that. So all the shit I be saying is what I see when I go outside. What people have told me is like, ain't no God. When I walk out this door, God is not out there. And I'm one of those people. I forgot what they call them, and it's a gift and a curse. I put myself in everybody's fucking shoes. Oh my God, that is not a good. It's not a good way to live.
Tough. That's
it's
tough.
not a good way to live.
You gotta turn the empathy down just a little bit, so you're not taking on.
It's not a good way to live.
Well, I can see how you would have been a very successful pastor. Like, you could have had a mega church and you know, your cars and jets.
I'm always suffering, and it's like I'm a happy person, but you know. I'm a happy person. It's just it's other people's pain that fuck me up. I'm not on drugs. I don't have 5 baby mamas. I don't have no kids running around that I ain't taking care of. I'm not really sick. I'm not allergic to shit. You know, my body's able and moving. I don't really have anything that's like my own. All my pain and suffering is just the people around me. It's hard for me to, even though I do it, it's not easy to go to bed at night. I got a bed. I got this fucking computer and placed, like, it's people that don't even have clothes and shoes and shit. So it's the way I live is like, you always suffer. And I wouldn't say you always suffer, but you're always thinking about suffering because there's always somebody suffering. Every time you walk outside, somebody ain't got shit. Motherfuckers walk down the street, nowhere to go, pushing a basket with everything to their name in it. And life ain't about big houses and cars and shit, but it's like, I know what it's like to not even have food, the basic shit, like a regular fucking apple or a banana. So I don't know. It's that pain. Like, I'm not one of those people that just be like, you know, that pain and suffering really do something to me. That the way that religious people justify all this stuff, it eats me alive. And I think that's why I can't really, I'm not in good enough shape to, like, get up there and talk to them without getting upset. I don't think I could do it, because all I'm gonna be thinking about is what they justifying and what they promoting and endorsing. You know, I don't know. But that empathy, that empath shit, that's a hard way to live, boy.
I don't, I, 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 I don't envy that because I tend. I
Mm-mm.
mean, I would say I have empathy, for the people closest to me, and that I do care about them. But in terms of what you're describing for a bigger picture,
Mm-mm.
yeah, I'm not blessed with that curse.
It almost makes you not a good person. Cause you know,
Well, I could see how it could handicap you from being able to function
mhm.
at the full capacity you could if you weren't always taking that on. Do you think sometimes about how to channel that feeling into just like doing what you can and being happy and good with that and loving yourself so that the other stuff you can't do because you're not fucking Superman and you're not Jesus and you're not God, and so like forgive yourself and move on from what you can't do?
Hmm. Yeah. It's easier said than done, but I do it though.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know it's
I
easier.
do it.
It's easier to think about it in a
Mhm.
in an intellectual way, but in a heart way, it's different.
Cause
Yeah.
I'm a family, like I'm a family man. I was raised. We ate all the meals. When I was in Chicago with my grandparents, we ate all our meals together, and we all sat. I'm they indoctrinated me with religion, but I can say that we was close knit. And when I came back to Memphis and was with my mama, um, it was a little bit of a struggle, the lifestyle we had to live, but it's like everything that I learned from my grandparents, I brought it home, and I just always been big on family. If you if I got something, we all got it.
Yeah.
I share everything. I don't like it's bad. It's bad. It get bad. It's hard to tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell people no. Sometimes you want to just fix everything, and you can't do it because what'll happen is you'll always be uh like you always be stressed out, think about problems and
Yeah.
shit.
No, well, you have to take care of yourself first because if your own self is not functioning, then the things that you want to do to help others ain't going to work anyway.
Yeah.
So it's always got to be. It sounds selfish, and maybe it is selfish, but if you're not selfish to take care of your own mental health and your own stability and your own needs, boy, you're just gonna you'll what'll happen is the emotional fucking vampires will figure out your buttons and they will push those buttons until they fucking drain every last bit out of you. And they won't give a fuck about you as you're flopping in the street. They'll just take the last bit and walk away from you. And
Mm.
that's one of the things that happens in the church where people just you get this mixed message, right? Like love everybody, share, and then somebody will come along that'll take advantage of that, and they'll suck the life out of shit, and they'll do it all in the name of Jesus and being good. Um,
Man, this all this stuff is just bad. I'm like I read a lot of books and I look at a lot of videos and all this philosophy and shit, but I'm a simple person. I like to try to keep things simple because like I'm trying to reach people that ain't on all that. That don't really, that's not really deep into philosophy and shit.
mm,
So I try not to. I mean, I just try to keep it simple and shit. It's like we can show why this stuff is wrong with common sense. You don't need no, man. I don't have to have no damn 12-minute closing. I could just use common sense in the stuff we already use. And I don't know. I'm just, but I do what I do. I do this YouTube shit. You know, although it does make money, man, I could give a fuck about no money. I just really felt like I was. I'm gonna tell you, it felt like I'm talking to myself. Like when I first started doing this, I was literally, it's like if I went back in time and watched, if I could go back in time and or bring the past me to the future and let him watch these videos, these videos are for me and people who have common sense but don't apply it to religion. That's who my audience is. Cause that's who I was. It's like, I'm not the smartest motherfucker. I don't know all these arguments. I haven't even read most of these people. I haven't even read most of these atheist books, although I have their books. Some of these people I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've never heard Bart Ehrman speak. I've heard his name. I don't even know who I couldn't even point him out of lineup. But I know everybody keep quoting him or whatever. But it's like,
yeah, that's a different nerdy hobby. I'll have to say I'm a little bit guilty of that, getting into this. I study the Bible now more than I ever did as a Christian.
Oh, for sure.
But it's nerdy stuff. Like it's definitely not for everybody.
Man, I be researching all type of stuff about the Bible now. It's crazy.
Have you ever thought about settling down, having some kids? Because you would make a great father.
So I've been told.
You would. No, I'm telling you, I have some experience in this because I got 3 kids and I got a 4th one coming. And I always tell friends that you know, in the like the secular friends that are kind of more like, fuck, the world fucking sucks and I don't know if I want to bring a kid into this world. I'm like, motherfucker, you're the kind of people we need you having 5 or 6 kids, or at least 3 or 1 or 2, you know, because otherwise we're getting outnumbered. And yeah, you would. I mean, I'm not telling you to have kids, but I'm saying you would be a great dad for sure. Like, you would be a good dad. And that next generation that learns from people that have gone through what you've gone through and what I've gone through, because like we have feet in both, you know, in both sides of this thing. We know, like, we're not in the church no more, but we remember, we know what it's like. So that experience, being able to like know thy enemy and know the arguments and know that there's value to that. And boy, I hope the next generation that's coming out and the generation after that is really going to be able to look back and see how fucked up stuff was in society. Just like we look at whether it's the civil rights era, or we look back to slavery days, or we look back to the Middle Ages, and I mean, let's be honest, things aren't as bad as they were in fucking the year 900, right? There has been improvement, right? So I think I like to think of that, like my kids and my grandkids looking back going, Jesus, can you believe how people were in, 2024, how fucking mean they were, and, etc. So I don't want to be silly about it. I don't want to be naive about it, but I like to have hope about the future.
Me too. I do. People ask me all the time, like, what do you believe in? And I'll be like, I tell them exactly what you just said. I believe in people. I believe in us, me and you. That's what I believe in. And and if faith is a bad thing, I'm okay with putting my faith in us. I'll trust us over that other shit. I believe in us. And
I do too. I do.
I do want to add that I am good with kids, though. All the kids love me everywhere I go. Cause I
could see that. I could see that. Somebody wrote, what is this? An awesome teacher or mentor. You don't have to have your own kids to be an influence and a good role model. For sure. I mean,
the reason I think I'm so good with children is because I am a child at heart. And I think I'll never forget what it was like to be a child. No matter how old I get, I'll remember the things that I wanted done, the questions that nobody answered, how I wanted to play, what it was like to be colorful and bright, and you know,
Yeah.
just be random sometimes. Like kids, I'm talking about when I say patience, kids never annoy me because I just have patience for them.
Yeah.
Like even crybabies, I'm like, it's gonna be a day where this baby ain't even crying no more. He's grown on his own, don't even come around. So when they crying and yell, I'm like, enjoy the times.
Yeah. Yeah, because
But
it goes by fast, for
yeah,
sure. And I like this comment here. Too many people forget what it's like to be a child,
yeah,
to be care. And I forget this too. I get caught up in job, work, money, this,
mhm,
that, doing the dishes, blah, responsibility. And I do need to remind myself to have fun, to be childlike, to laugh, to play, to not
yeah,
be always thinking about, oh, here's a clock, here's something I got to do.
yeah. I hate
Just to,
clocks.
yeah, just to be able to have a good time. To play outside, like,
Yeah,
when we were kids and we didn't care
mhm.
about nothing. We're just having fun with our friends.
I still do that. I still go outside. I'll go out. Listen, I still make pallets on the floor. I'll still go home to my mama's house and make a pallet on the floor. I still go outside, play with my nieces and nephews, roll around
Mm,
in the grass, get wet, get dirty, get muddy. I'll wrestle with them. I still do all that. I ain't forgetting. I still man, get a big piece of paper, get on the floor with them, pull all the crayons out. Let's all just scribble on this big piece of paper
yeah,
together. See what we
that's
come up
coming
with.
for me. I miss that
Yeah.
because you know what I do for fun with my kids now? We fucking argue about religion and politics and
No.
right and law. So one of my kids is a lawyer and the other one just is studying for the bar. So when we argue about shit, and for us that's fun. And we play games. We'll play board games and argue and yell and scream at each other and stuff. But I miss that, the crayons and the. This is one of the
Mhm.
things I've been telling. I've been telling this to my girlfriend because she has no idea. She's the youngest. She's the youngest. She's never really been around babies. She doesn't really like. She just doesn't quite grasp what's coming. And I said, look, I know it's gonna be hard. I know there's gonna be days you're going crazy, but just trust me. Just trust me. There will be a time in the near future where you're gonna be doing something with this kid, and you're gonna be so happy you won't imagine your life without this kid, and you won't imagine just won't even be able to imagine the joy and the insane happiness you're going to feel. And I think she trusts me on this just a little bit. She's not 100% there yet, but I think she's going to get there. And I keep telling her, you're going to be a great fucking mom. Like, I wouldn't be so excited about having a baby with her if I didn't think that. And I think she's going to be a great fucking mom. And I'm just so like, it brings me so much joy to think about what her experience is going to be. Like, it'll be great for me too, but I've done this 3 times already. For
Mm.
her, it's the first time. It's like the first time going to the amusement park or the first time going to the beach or the first time of anything. And you're like, wow, I didn't have a grid in my mind for this. This is so amazing. So, wow, I'm looking forward to that. And, um,
You
wow,
kind of
like,
you kind of gave me something though. I never even thought about that. You was like, that could be how we prove what we already believe about, what we have faith in humanity in the future. And I think people like us should have 5 and 6 kids. And then, you know, that'll start we should start a lineage or a generation of people that are good without all that.
yeah, without all the baggage, without the sky daddy telling them what to do, without the ancient rules from the Stone Age or nothing else.
I f-
Just good because that's the best thing about being a human, right? I mean, the
Mhm.
to be good, to be loving and empathetic and kind and to get joy out of helping somebody.
It's weird because I have the most empathy for people, and I'm not spiritual at all. Not even a little bit. I don't even meditate. I don't
Get
pray
the
this
fuck
shit.
get the fuck out of here, brother. You are one of the most spiritual guys I know.
I
That's
am.
why I like listening to you. Jesus Christ, yes. You are spiritual, but not in the fucked up way. Man, just listening to you brings me so much happiness. You are spiritual in the way that is a good kind of spiritual, where you connect with human beings and your empathy and your love shows. And you are, but not in the way that's connected to the baggage, and
Yeah.
that's what makes you a good person. And that's why people like listening to you.
I get messages all the time, man. I think my two favorite things is I like when people laugh and smile, and I like when they be telling me like they like what I'm doing, and like they think they think I'm like speaking up for them, because they like, it's people that's like in other countries where they can't say the stuff I say, or they in places where if they said what I say, they'd be out of a home and stuff like that. They hit me up all the time like, bro, please do not stop. And I'll just be like,
Yeah, because they're connecting. They're
yeah.
connecting, and they're able to vicariously kind of live through what they can't do, and you're doing it for them, and that's a good thing. I mean, you're doing real good with that. And I just want to emphasize for anyone listening, when I say you're spiritual, I don't mean in any of the woo woo bullshit way. I mean in a way that's impactful, powerful, and is tied in with empathy and goodness as a human being, apart from any supernatural bullshit or any other, you know, there's not like we don't need a holy book. We don't need that. We don't need the outside. It's in you. And this is the biggest lie of Christianity, that you are made evil and rotten and bad. And that's right. That's so fucking untrue. That's evil to tell people that. Oh my God.
They literally tell us that.
Oh my God.
And they say it with so much conviction. They just
well, it's a good thing.
They just wake up and be like, yes, we're all bad. Like, what are you talking about?
Jeez. Oh man.
How you just wake up and be mad at the world like that? We all bad. We all like, no, we're not.
I'm the right. Well, this is the thing. They get a weird prideful thing about admitting that they're the worst sinner. Like, oh, I'm the worst. I'm so dirty. I'm so nothing without you, Jesus. I'm just a piece of fucking shit. Thank you, Jesus, for making me not this terrible piece of shit. It's bizarre. Like, come on. How do you look at a little baby and say you were born evil and stained and rotten to the core and deserve death? How do you look at a baby and say that? It's insane. It's just insane. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny when I like sit back and when you really just sit back and think about what these people believe, it's batshit crazy.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, and if you took it to its logical conclusion, as soon as once the kid hit about 4 or 5 and started saying no, you would say, okay, listen, I need you to accept Jesus, and then mommy and daddy are gonna have to take you out into the back and put your head in the water, and you're not gonna wake up till you get in heaven, because you wouldn't, like, if you really love somebody and you really believed in hell, wouldn't it be a good thing to take them out of this rotten world like real quick? Like, come on. Like, let's get him to heaven tomorrow. Why send him to high school? Jesus. Like, that's the most sadistic fucking thing you can do to a kid. Send him to high school. Jesus. I hated that time. Holy crap.
I'm thinking about how bad it was for us growing up. One of my aunts, she was real cool. And she had like one of the best houses. She had one of the best houses in the family. And the requirement to spend the night at her house for the weekend was you had to go to church on Sundays. You couldn't even like, and I don't know if other communities do that, but I know for sure in the Black community, you won't even be you can't even go be around your family because she didn't let you come over unless you agreed to go to church on Sundays. And I think that was crazy. I just think that's crazy just to sit here and think about that. Because what if I would have said no all those years? Would I would have not been able to see my cousins and be around my aunts and stuff like that? That's crazy, man. The things good people do when religion gets involved, man.
Yeah. And the stuff they do and the stuff they do to kids. Holy crap. Well, brother, I'm getting tired and my doggies need to be fed.
I love the
and I know it's later. I know it's later for you, man. I can say, look, we don't know each other in real life, and we've just done a couple streams, but I can tell, dude, I love you. You are a fucking good person. You are a very good person, and I mean that. I really enjoy talking to you, and I stand with everybody that tells you keep doing what you're fucking doing. Don't be you and keep doing the work.
You know you my dog. When you come in it, and you was like, shit, let's go live. I'm like, shit, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Man, we talked the other last time we talked like 4 hours and didn't break a sweat.
Yeah, we'll have to do another time where we're preaching. Like I want to do another one where we're preaching.
I don't really get to talk to a lot of people that are like just like how I am.
Yeah,
it'd be refreshing to just sit back and be like, I got a good friend out here. Just speak and talk, and I can just sit back and be like, man, go ahead, Michael. You know, so I like talking to people.
You got fans too. You got fans. You speak for us. Yeah, I mean, for sure. And
these my family, man. They don't even know it. Like I've seen a lot of YouTube channels where like they call them subscribers. No, these ain't my subscriber. This is my family. Like we're in this together. All these people, anybody who has ever been to one of my live streams when I used to go live could have come up and talked to me. It was never no like barrier between them and I. I treat these people like they subscribe to the YouTube channel, but like if I saw them in person and we got to know each other, we would still all be friends. So I'd be like, man, come on in, family. I wish I could hug all these people for real. Because just watching videos is helping a lot.
Yeah.
They don't even know it. They don't even know it.
Yeah.
They don't even know it. I couldn't even, man, it's amazing. But I always love talking to you.
Maybe we need to have a friendship conference down here in Guadalajara where we can eat tacos.
Man,
and get a real hug.
I'm for real. I'm coming. I'm finna get my shit in order. I'm coming down there.
I look forward to that a lot.
I want to go to like what we were talking about earlier. I do want to go to like some of the atheist conventions and just poke my head in. You know.
Yeah.
They was talking about letting me come on the atheist experience. God forbid they let me on something like that. Or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm answer them phone calls and shit, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, man. I love Mexican food too, by the way. I know I told you this last time, but
man, no, it's good. It's my favorite food for sure.
Mine's too, bro. I see, Michael, man. Man, you're a good dude, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. I feel the same about you. It's an atheist love fest. And here's the thing. Here's what Christians don't realize, and I don't want to keep pontificating about that, but when I am not being compelled to love you. I'm not being told by God, love your neighbor. I'm not being told that it's the right thing to love you. It's just because you're a good fucking person. And I see that on my own. I don't need nobody to tell me. And I don't need anything outside. I just can feel it and be it because that's how it is. Yes. Nothing else. I don't need... it's... that part is important. That part is good. Oh, now Nitty shows up. Nitty, we're just about closing down, brother. It's good to see you, though.
No, they say bad stuff like God is love. What do you mean by that? So they don't think we can do this. What we doing? They don't think this is possible.
Yeah, that is that deception there is just bizarre because we have the real deal here. There's no compulsion here. Nothing. It's just real. Wow.
Things,
oh yes. Somebody else said, yeah, we can have fellowship too. Yeah. No, we totally. Well, and the other thing we can have is tacos.
Man, birria tacos, quesadilla tacos to be exact.
All righty. I'm going to give you the final word. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. I love the audience. You guys have been awesome. I'm giving Bar the platform to send us out. And then, I know, brother, we'll talk again. We'll do this again for sure.
Yeah.
You have a good rest of your night, and you send everybody out of here with the final last good word.
Woo! All right, y'all. We shutting down. Man, look, man, come over to the house and make sure you subscribe. Go listen to the album. I got an album, 2 mixtapes. I got all type of videos, man. Come over there to the home and check it out. But I do thank y'all for supporting Michael's channel. Thank y'all for supporting my channel. If this your first time seeing me, go to my channel and, you know what I'm saying, check me out. One thing I would just say to take away from everything we talking about and everything I talk about is we can do the whole loving each other thing and caring about other people and being a good person. None of that stuff is exclusive to any religious beliefs. We don't get that from none of their moral codes or systems or none of that shit. You know, if nobody's ever told you, I'll tell you, fuck all these gods, fuck all these religions, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Allah, Jesus, Yahweh, all that shit. We hard on all that. And we can have conversations with Christians. We can have what's the word I'm looking for? There are meaningful conversations to be had, but we do not respect disrespect. And like my good friend Pragmatic Crystal said, ridiculousness deserves ridicule, if that's what she said. Yeah. So thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe, comment, share it. Yeah. And just support.
Grow the family. Grow the family. Grow the family. Come on.
Sometimes you just go pop your head back in here.
Yeah, I had to say that. Grow the family.
Yeah. Well, I'm done. I love
All
everybody.
right, man. I love you, man. Good night.
Y'all
Good night,
be safe.
everybody.